What's going on, everybody? Just landed here in Tampa, about to head out to tuning school. Cannot wait. So it was like a 10-hour flight. It took me forever to get here, but I saved a little money by jumping from, I went from LA to Atlanta, from Atlanta to Fort Lauderdale, Fort Lauderdale to Tampa. You know, it was my first flight, so that was crazy. But I am running late, so I'm gonna have to fill you in on the next talk around. I'm gonna get some footage for you, and well, look forward to it. See you in a little bit. What's going on, everybody? So I know have been posting a lot lately, and that's my bad. I have had a super heavy workload since coming back from tuning school. Being closed for a week, a lot of people want to get their stuff done, and I kind of put a lot of them off because of that. Thank you to all my customers that waited, but it's to make this thing better, make us expand, and have us in a better opportunity for serving the community. So enough of that. Where I went to, it's called the tuning school. My first flight in my entire life. Loved it, hated it. So I got out there and instantly checked in. I checked in at the Holiday Inn, which was actually like walking distance from the tuning school. Super cool, super accommodating. They gave me I didn't even have to buy any like toiletries or anything. Like, they gave me everything. And it was so cool that they gave us complimentary breakfast every morning, so I didn't buy breakfast. I went to the tuning school and they gave us lunch, so I basically didn't buy anything but dinner every day. And I actually didn't spend too much. Tuning school worked out some kind of deal with them where we got some kind of discount, and most of the people that were in tuning school went to that same hotel, so it was really cool. I got to see a lot of those guys at breakfast, got to see a lot of them coming back. Made a lot of cool friends right there. So about tuning school, first I got to talk about their staff. Bob and Brett, these guys were made to be teachers. They're hilarious, they work well together, and they know their stuff. Bob is the president, and Bob has a very good knowledge of this stuff. Brett, he got hired by Bob. I think he got hired at what, 16 or something like that. I think I might be messing the numbers up. Sorry, Brett. And man, dude knows his stuff. Both of them, man, they are perfect at what they do. They are in the position to, tuning school is going to be a big thing. They're already a big thing, but them two together, they're perfect. Christina's one of the staff members. She's in charge of sales. She hooked me up with everything to get the course situated. She got me situated with my wideband that I needed. It's just a tool you need for tuning. She got me really good pricing on stuff. I actually met her at SEMA unknowingly. Didn't even know we were going to run into anybody from tuning school. I had already had the thought of going to tuning school before SEMA, but I seen the booth and I just had to go over there and talk to them. Christina was there, really cool person. Everybody over there, man, they have a perfect team together. So day one, so first one was Dyno Jet. We got to actually play on the dyno. We got to strap cars down, we got to run the dyno. We actually got to run a dyno for a 900 horsepower ZL1 from Forza Tuned. Not Forza the video game, the actual Forza performance. They have a shop in Florida. I'll leave a link in my description. They have a really cool social media. Their YouTube is actually really cool. They had a video about 3 Dodge Demons that they got. Blew my mind. I'm sure we got to play with the ZL1. He got to do some fine tuning on there, and we actually got to see people at work doing this, and that was really cool. I've been in tune shops. I've been around dynos. They are very complicated, but the training that tuning school gave me for dyno jet, I'm sold. I want to buy a dyno jet. And so day two we went and we played with a 6.4 liter Ram. It was stock, other than had some gears installed, so we really got to play with a stock tune. That was pretty fun. We got to make mistakes, we got to fix them, and that was a big deal. The Ram was so cool, it barely even fit on the dyno. It was huge. And like I said, I learned a lot with them. Day 3, we messed with a 5.7 liter Pro Charge Charger. We basically got to erase its tune, start from scratch.
It's still negative.
Tuning is complicated, especially on Dodge. But they taught us everything. I swear they taught us everything. They made it so easy to understand, and the room for growth is crazy. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this stuff. That Charger, I gotta remember how much horsepower it put out, but it was 5.7 liter Pro Charge, and it put out something impressive. I don't remember it on top of my head. I've been sick. I got sick out there in Florida. Change of scenery. I just, it happens. It didn't kick in until the flight back. That's when I started getting the sniffles and everything. So kind of haven't been on my taking notes and doing YouTube stuff. I want to just, instead of giving you guys a structured lesson plan about tuning school, I just want to give you my opinion. And my opinion is great of them. I love them. I would definitely go back to the advanced course. A big thing about tuning school was the people around me. I had people that had no level experience, like myself, in tuning, and I had people that were already in and owned performance tuning shops, performance installations. They did all that. They already have it, and they're just adding to their toolbox. We had people that came from as far as Alaska, Canada. We had people that came from I forgot where, back east. They had people, a lot of people from Florida, had people from Arizona, and myself. I was the only one for the tuning class that came from California. There was somebody from Sanger, which is up near Fresno, that came for the Dyno Jet course, but I was the only one in the Dodge tuning one from California. Pretty cool. The people there made it a lot easier to absorb the information as well, because although they were learning with us, they had no problem, hey, no, this is what this means, because I came into it with zero knowledge, literally knew nothing about tuning. I knew that you hook a computer up to the car and you play with the air fuel ratios and stuff like that. That's as far as I knew. I didn't know anything else. These guys with all walks of life, some of them were just trying to tune their own cars, and there's some people that actually wanted to work. We had people from Hennessy Performance, some of you guys heard of them, they work there. I guess he's a Dodge specialist. It was pretty cool too. They just, all the walks of life, everybody came together. Everybody was like, hey, if you have a question, look, we passed out business cards knowing damn well none of them are going to come to LA for exhaust, and I'm not going to Florida to get a supercharger put on there. But I've been in talks with a few of them still to this day about tuning stuff, and I think that was really cool. The relationships made and the networks made there is crucial for it. So what I want to talk about is the pros and cons. There are a lot more pros than cons, but just for the sake of the video and trying to be unbiased about it, I had to find some cons. And my only real con is that the class was only 2 days long. That class, so much information was absorbed in 2 days. It could have easily been a couple-week course. And who's gonna go out to Florida to stay out there for 2 weeks? It was really hard to go out there for 1 week. So going out there for 2 weeks would actually be more difficult. So I get it. That's my only con, is I wish we had more time. And I'm sure all the other guys admit it. I'm sure the teachers agree that they would rather have us for more time, but there's only so many days in a week. There's only so much you can do. The hands-on part of it, you know, if there was more hands-on, I got a lot of hands-on training. I needed it, and I probably wouldn't have absorbed it as much without the hands-on training. So those are the only cons, is I wasn't able to actually be there long enough. Not to say I didn't learn anything. I learned a lot, and I'm going to continue learning today and forever about this stuff. It's just a really long course. You know, it's not a long course. It's a lot of information in a short course. But they give me, the offset is I get a whole year's technical support. Brett and Bob basically told me that if I have any questions, don't hesitate, send me an email. And I have questions ready. Brett knows. I had a whole notebook full of them. I was just asking a million questions. And dude, they have no problem answering them. That was the best thing I liked about it. They had no problem with it. The only other con, that's a major con. The only other con is that it's so far. Obviously, you can't have a tuning school at every junior college in every place in the nation. So the cons to me aren't really that big of a deal. If I want to go learn something, I'm going to go out there and learn it. Tampa was where it's at. They also have classes all over the nation scheduled for every other kind of car that they do, every model, whether GM or Ford, stuff like that. You know, I very much suggest that if you're into tuning and you want to make it a career choice, pay the money and go do it. It's worth it. So, it sounds like I was like giving you cons and then killing off the cons, but it's just the truth. It's really hard to say that there's any bad things about this class. I loved it. So, now getting that out the way, the pros. I learned a lot. Was a lot of information in a short amount of time, but I still learned so much. It's unbelievable how much information I absorbed from it. And if you even have a minimal amount of experience in tuning, learning about these cars through them just blows my mind that you can get so much information out of this stuff. I do feel that I am ready to enter into tuning. I do have a waiting list already. I have first gen Chargers, third gen Challengers, well, not third gen, what am I talking about? Second gen Challengers. I have third gen Chargers coming up, Hellcats lined up. I have a lot of people from 5.7s to 392s to Hellcats that actually want tuning, knowing damn well I haven't tuned the car yet. But I feel that I'm there. I think they have given me the tools that I need to play with these cars. Like I said, I can't thank Brett and Bob enough. Without them, tuning school would probably fail, to be honest. I don't know, but in my opinion, they are what makes tuning school tuning school. The last pro that I can think of right now would be the hands-on learning. You can look on YouTube about anything. You can even order their books and not have to go through the whole class that I went through and learn through the books. But what you lack from those books and from those videos is the ability to actually talk to him, pull Brett, pull Bob to the side and say, hey, I don't get this, or hey, why does this do this? And I asked those questions, and they had no problem answering it. You know, the hands-on is critical. It is super critical to this. There's no way you're going to be able to tune a car and just reading a book. It's impossible. There's going to be a lot of feedback. There's going to be a lot of things you're not going to get, because tuning Dodges is nothing like tuning a GM. It just doesn't work that way. So basically, in closing, I just want to say I had a great time. Well worth the money. I would definitely go again. I would definitely go and learn more stuff. I want to master Dodge. I want to get Dodge down and then move on and maybe do a little bit of Ford and GM. But my specialty will always be Dodge. I'm a Dodge guy. I love Dodges, and now I know the brains of the Dodge stuff. Thanks to them. So with all that said, I just want to say appreciate it. I know it was just became a monologue about me talking. I know I should have been recording this out there in Florida. I didn't do that. It was really hard. By the time I got home every night, well, not home, but to the hotel every night, it was study, 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 you know, and there was no time for recording. The little recording that I did was the little recording that I was able to do. I was able to do it only because I had a couple minutes here or there, not enough to sit down and talk. Plus, I didn't want to record in class. I don't want to give up any of their proprietary stuff. By all means, you know, this is how they make their money. If I was to sit there and record their whole class and then post it, you know, they'd probably be mad at me. But yeah, don't want that. I need their support. So, appreciate you guys watching the video. Hit that subscribe button, hit like, hit share, hit all those buttons. Do what you gotta do. Support me. I support you guys with love. I appreciate all of this. Y'all have a good one.